Yeah, working at Walmart was completely ghetto. And I'm talking about like you walk in to like your first interview, right? And I'm like, okay, this is like 2018. I'm trying to get hired. I'm dressed up. I'm smooth. You know what I mean? Wavy, all that stuff, right? Got the nice. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't something that was like, fancy. I just had like a nice blue dress shirt, black dress pants. I'm trying, right? And I go in the line. First off, by the way, this your boy Libra Got 90, back with another Survivor Slash Story podcast. Now, this is gonna be a little bit different because I'm gonna just say this right now. This is not gonna be about DBD. So yes, I know I got Trapper, working at Walmart, or DBD's Walmart version of it, right, on the thumbnail. But this is not for DBD. So if you're here for DBD, you might as well just leave because DBD is very boring to talk about. I'm so sorry. I have almost 9K hours. I don't even play the game like that unless I'm online. All right, this is just for those who enjoy my voice and just talking about some real stuff. And I kind of want to have a different type of style to it, where when I do podcasts, because I already have another channel where I pretty much do this stuff already on. But with this one, I want to still make it relatable, I should say, where I'm going to show, DBD characters, whether they're killers or survivors, and like real people situations. So the thumbnail is gonna show Trapper, all right, his big, tall, strong ass, look like he's working for Walmart. I'm gonna have that with some DBD background gameplay, just for you guys to just listen. And that's all of these DBD content is for, is you guys to just listen. So these are just like the story times. Just kind of look at it as whether you're working out, sleeping, just listen to my voice. It's relaxing. And if you have anything to chime in, please let me know. Have you ever worked at Walmart, or any job crazy stories about your bosses or manager? I don't even call nobody no boss. I ain't gonna lie, I am the boss. But either way, it's the same thing, right? Manager, supervisor, whatever. But yeah, comment your thoughts below. Let me know if you like this type of style. And I will no longer, by the way, before I get into it, I will no longer do just audio, because with YouTube, it prioritizes video. Because you gotta think, if they want to put like, ads and stuff like that, they gotta find a pinpoint where they can actually do that at, in some point of the video footage, and they can't do that with just an audio. So if you have YouTube Music, you can also listen to this version audio wise, or if I ever put some more of these on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you are more welcome to do that. All right, well, the Prado and the delay, let me just get into it. So with Walmart owned, like where I worked at, I was there a year. I walk in, I'm trying to get an interview, and I heard they was hiring. I was at my mom's house and all that stuff, and I needed a job because I don't like to sit around and do nothing and not make money, right? And it was just within walking distance, like 5-minute walk. I go in, and this is the ghetto. This is the hood. This is the hood. This is the ghetto version of it. This is all of that. And so, yeah, man, I go into there, and they asked me, was I like coming in for the new store manager position, all because I had on a dress shirt, bro. Like, that's just how low the bar was, that I just had on like a dress shirt, some black khakis, whatever, and some dress shoes. Mind you, my hair wasn't cut, had a fro damn near. I was looking pretty bummish, but not as bummish as the line though. I'm talking about, I've never seen a line. It looked like we were trying to get into a concert, or we was to get into a bar. Seen a line full of people who look like me, black folks, and I'm seeing people not dressed up. I'm seeing my dudes in flip-flops, hoodies, like they finna try to look like they were trying to hoop. Like they weren't even trying to get a job, bro. They literally was just like looking like whatever. I didn't understand like what was the whole thing. And then I'm seeing somebody with like babies in a cart. I'm seeing people holding their babies, and I'm like, well, like, what are y'all doing? Like, this is a job interview. But Walmart was kind of like overhauling, like, looking for people because of the, peak season coming up and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, well, F it. And I'm just try to go and, get a job. I waited for like almost an hour. I finally get up in there, and, I sit down. They were like, okay, so what position you trying to get for, whatever. And pretty much it didn't matter what position you were trying to get. They were just pretty much like, okay, we're just going to put you in a truck. We need some offloaders. We need some people who can offload the trucks. Because the truck took like 2 hours to do, from like 2 to 4. So they get in around supervisors and stuff, got to set up for the truck. So I didn't get in until I have to start. So I got the job with ease with no problem, because I clearly looked qualified more than the people I was around. They looked like they didn't even give a damn at all. So then I get the job, man. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, dude. This is why like I hate working in like certain. This is why like the job I got now, it's a lot of work. It's me working by myself. Bust down them dishes, do my thing. Because I'm telling you now, that woman was so ghetto with the customers. You gotta think we in the hood, so you got all type of people who just trying to get over on you and stuff like that. It was just annoying. But working around supervisors who were just like hood and they didn't care about their job. Like, you got to understand, they don't care about their job. Okay, so we get in there and I can just tell it's just a bunch of, you know, YNs. I'm just gonna call them YNs. You know what that means, young ninja, right? And, you know, they just like not doing a job, man. They're not doing anything. They standing around, like them trying to smoke. They all have these, you know, hood movie references from Friday or just rap references and stuff like that. You got the chicks in there. They just hood, you know, baby mama vibes. You could just tell just like the way it is. But it wasn't even just like that. It's also just like with supervisors as well. Like, you know, with that too, right? I had a supervisor who literally just didn't want to do her job at all. Like, she was a supervisor and we had a team lead. The team lead was cool. He joked around a bit, but whenever it was time to like get that truck done, he like, okay, let's get the truck done. If you're not finna do your job, you might also you finna go in the office, you finna talk about it. And that was usually a write-up. Bro, you got like her, she was literally joking around, like the supervisor that was over him, literally joking around, effing around. I'm talking about, you can tell that they didn't even respect her authority on any type of level. Like, if I'm at a job, I'm just gonna do my job, bro. You know, I don't really care to frolic. I mean, this one I was like 27, going on 28 at the time. This was 2018. And I'm just like, for me, I'm just gonna do my job, bro. And it's just like, we all get rolled up too, cause like they, you know, the manager, like the night shift manager that came for third shift, it was like, well, the truck wasn't done. It's gonna take us time to get late on the truck, because if we didn't get the truck done to put it in the, you know, put it on the pallets and stuff like that. That was the point of offloading the truck, put it on the pallets, put it in, you know, certain areas. I was in a small sort of area. I was having people train me how to put stuff away, so that way when they're on the pallets, you can just get ready to take them out. And then when the third shift crew get there, that's when they can just take stuff off and put them on the shelves. So that was their job. That was third shift. We were second shift. Like, literally, we get rolled up. I'm talking about we was all in line getting written up. It was like all in line getting your ass whooped. It was literally like that. You might as well, it's like line up. Okay, who was doing what? Okay, well, y'all all finna get in trouble. It's like when you was a kid. And for me, it was just like, I couldn't be a part of a system like that. Like, it was one of the most respected writers I think I've ever had, where the guy was just very transparent and honest. He wasn't aggressive. He just said this just to boost morale. Then, mind you, the woman was the supervisor who that she rolled us up, because she got rolled up one time. So because she got rolled up, we got rolled up by her, right? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be accountability. Mind you, the whole time we're watching her F around. The entire time, bro. Like, she just literally effing around. And this is why I tell people, like, stop taking positions that you are not qualified. Like, you know, you're not a leader, right? Don't just say to yourself next time, this is not something that I don't think I can really handle, so maybe I shouldn't just take it because it's more money. Like, does that make sense? But do people move like that? No. What they do is they get in positions and they say, you know what? I think I can try it. Like, I think I can kind of do it. I got people out who I work around like that right now. They clearly not cut out for their position at all when it comes to leadership, because if you are a supervisor, you have to supervise. Supervise, not you just being friends and just hanging out. It's, okay, let me make sure that, because I'm not in the same role as the people who I'm over, but it's on me if I'm not getting on their ass about stuff they need to do. I'm tired of working at places where it's like, we work around people who clearly don't do their job, associates who just F around, and then when they don't do their job, if they're not prepping, if they're not stocking, if they're not, you know, closing correctly, if they're not open, then it just puts it off to the next shift, right? But in this case, I'm talking, she's literally just like flirting with the, you know, other, you know, with the people who are her subordinates. And they're cursing her. There's one dude literally, we was in a lunchroom one time, and she was saying something about to the team, and she literally, like, this guy literally walked up to her and said, "F you," like, just cursed her out. And it's just like, this is what I mean. Like, you don't even have respect from your people that you're over. Like, you don't even have respect for them. So it's like, they don't respect you, they don't care, and they don't care about themselves. They don't care about their job. And then you got people like me. It's just like, what am I even doing? And then at this time, I was 27 at the time. So I'm like, I'm grown. I'm gonna speak my mind. The next day after we got written, like literally the next day on the job, I already had something to say in the meeting. Like, we got people standing around not doing the job, like not doing what they need to do. Like, we're getting in trouble because y'all not doing y'all jobs. And gonna try to say, well, your job only take one person. I was like, that's not the point of it. Like, and I'm not even arguing with a person, because if I think I'm talking to someone and they're not trying to listen, they're just trying to, if they're trying to listen to respond just to argue, that's different. Like, I don't want to, because your intent is, I'm just trying to be louder than me. I'm trying to be louder than he is. I'm trying to prove a point. But if I'm trying to get you to understand the logic, which a lot of times people understand, they just don't want to do it. You know, you are effing around as a supervisor and taking everything as a joke. And all they did was just put the older kid who's bad himself in charge of the other kids. But you need to be supervised too. But it's like, we all get written up. I'm like, wait a minute, we don't pay our bills. She said, well, no, but we a team. We got said we don't pay our bills as a team. Like, what do you, I don't see nobody paying rent over here with me and all of this stuff. We don't pay bills over here together. So at some point, I just had to, I remember, I just had to get about that department. I had to get about that department, because I remember my one guy called her out. Like, she was just like, like, y'all a team, y'all. And one guy was like, yeah, but you the captain and you supposed to. And one of the beta simp managers at the time, well, y'all don't want to be here, then y'all can go. We got plenty of people that want to work at Walmart. But yeah, but that's why y'all have a lot of high turnover rate, because it's BS. It's BS. I mean, I know people talk about Amazon, all of these things, man, but these retail places, man, are just horrendous. And so once I moved from the back, I think it was even worse, because, okay, I was in claims. And claims was too early in the morning. I'm talking, it was just way too early. Okay. So I just said, okay, let me go. And listen, I just want to say this midway. I do apologize if some of this sometimes cut out. But this software sometimes it acts glitchy, maybe because it's an older computer, but it is what it is. I'm gonna try to hopefully, I'm gonna look through it and try to make sure everything is clean and well and stuff like that. And I hope you guys are liking the content while you guys are busy or just listening. All right, I go to claims. It was just way too early. Claims is when like damaged goods and stuff like that. The store has to keep track of, and they have to send it. I think the corp. I don't know what they have to send to, but we have to scan them and stuff like that. That was just way too early for me in the morning. I had to be at work at 4 in the morning. Not me waking up at 4. It had to be at work at 6. I had to be at work at 4 in the morning. I was in a bad dream at 4 in the morning. So I just said, man, look, the job was smooth. I used to make fun of the people because we used to have all the trash talk. You know me, I talk trash, so I just like to. But I used to come in the morning and be like, all right, let me go ahead and after I was not in the morning, but like after I got done around 1 a.m. I used to do from like 4 to 1 or something like that. I used to be like, hey man, I need that truck to be done by within 5 minutes, man. I used to just mess with them, right? You know what I mean? And like, but I had to leave claims. So I was gonna be fired. So I just said, F it, I just can't do it because it's too early. But it was smooth. I had no issue with nobody back there. It was smooth. I had all the issues with people that I worked on the truck because these mugs didn't want to do no job. They didn't want to work. But yeah, all they did was just complain and joke. And it was just hood ghetto. Like it was just, I'm talking about like street, all the stuff you can imagine. It was just ghetto. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Literally, when I get to cosmetics, because my boy was in cosmetics, he just, all you have to do was worry about the register and shop back. Register and shop back. And, help customers out. You did your little, and shop back was you putting items back. That was, I'm trying to remember. If you ever see like those stores where they have like a bunch of stuff in the cart, it was usually set by like the employees or managers who, it's by their aisle that they go to. You just have to, like, because the people somewhere, I forgot where it's at, but like in the front, they'll take those items that customers didn't want or couldn't pay for, and then they'll put them in a cart, and then they'll just roll them to their aisles, and then and somebody have to like put them back and stuff like that. That's called shop back. And so literally, man, dog, I'm talking about, I'm having to deal with people now. I'm finding chicken bones literally in like aisles. I'm finding chicks who is just like, you can just tell the way they dress. They're coming up in there with pajamas, pants on, bonnets. I'm talking about, they just didn't care, man. You dealing with old, especially just working with, like, trying to help older people just always been tough, in my opinion, because a lot of them are very impatient and they're very loud and aggressive. So it was just like very annoying sometimes. It just did. But that's any job I've dealt with in customer service. I remember when Sprint was a thing. I remember this one woman just said she just wants to complain just for the sake of complaining. So there was just nothing I could do for her. But anyway, anywho, I'm in, cosmetics. And I remember, like, I'm just going off the dome, just like my experiences and stuff. I may have like another day where I talk about more stuff about Walmart. So if I don't catch everything that's, juicy, then I'm just gonna try to do it in the next vid. But yeah, so what ended up happening was I ended up just meeting customers and stuff like that who was just like trying to, like, you ever have a customer, like I don't know if you ever work retail, but like they have this thing where if you, I don't know if it's like true or not, but like if you find an item in a section that's not specific, let's say something, let's say, I don't know, a PS4 controller was in a clearance aisle, a $2 aisle, they'll be like, well, hey, it's in that aisle, so you have to give it to me. You know, how many times I've dealt with people who just did that, who literally lie, or they put something somewhere and then they took a photo of it and said, look what I found. Like, stop being a bum, dude. This is why a lot of stuff, if you go to these stores, they literally have to lock things up because there's a lot of theft. I'm glad back at the time when I was working there, I didn't have to worry about having to unlock every single thing just for these people to get this type of stuff. But like literally, you have people just lying about these things and then will throw a fit and then try to argue with you. I remember this one dude literally wanted something that was on display. And I tell this story 1,000 times. He wanted something that was on display. And it's like, okay, normally if you have something that's on display, we don't have a lot of it out here. Or we have what we have out here, the customers to use and for them to see. It's not for you to actually grab. So you would think that's common sense. To be like, hey, obviously this is just for like play, or like this model here that you see that's on display, it probably don't even work or have batteries or whatever. It's just for you to see. It's your idea of, okay, you see this, and then if we don't have more of them out here, they may have some more in the back, and likely if we don't have more in the back, we just have to order some more, which means you'll have to wait. Yes, that's frustrating, but you likely have to wait. I hate waiting, but we know that happens. This dude, this grown ass man, literally, well, let me see your manager. And I'm like, bro, like, yo, I just want to see your manager. You know what I mean? And then, like, the manager comes out. I go get him. The manager comes out. And I can't have the display. Like, why are you being a dumbass? No, you can't have the display. You're too grown with glasses. Nerdish. To not use your noggin. What are you talking about, numbnuts? You cannot have it. And then, like, it's like I see these crash out videos. I've dealt with customers. Like, even I was at Panera, which I'll do a story about that one day, where I had a homeless customer chuck a cinnamon crunch bagel at me because she yelled at me so loud I can't even explain how like loud that was, dude. That was just too intense. But that's a topic for another day, man. So anyway, I mean, granted, it was fun moments and funny moments because me and my guy, we made it fun. You know, I used to cut on his light when we had to go to the front. Cause he was another thing why I ended up leaving Walmart. But I remember, I'll probably get to that like in a second. But like we kind of made it fun. Yeah, there were girls we were talking to. Yeah, there was a, you know, chick I knocked down, of course, whatever. You know, it happened. I'm never doing stuff like that again, though. I'll tell you that. But like, bro, literally, you had like you had customers that was just like so damn like aggressive, and then it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, a lot of times you're just doing your job, bro. A lot of times, I just want people to understand this. When you were at Walmart and you see there's nobody on the register, it ain't like we just trying to F around. We just don't have enough people here. There's times we just literally just do not have enough people here. Then I had a manager who was a department manager. She would tell us, okay, we don't have enough people covered in the register. Her mid looking at didn't want to go to the front and jump on register. That's what a lot of register. I'm just gonna skip to why I end up leaving because to me, I can't think off the top of the dome of every funny thing. But I'm just telling you why I just had an issue there. So you already had people not trying to work. You had people not trying to do that. Eventually, they end up saying, hey, you gotta go to the front, because I have to get register numbers, which means I can go on any register in the store and work on and whatever, if I'm trained in that area, whatever. Like if I'm out in the electronics, I can't do electronics. But the front, when you have to deal with like a lot of those people and all that stuff, and them having like 1,200 things in their items and stuff like in the carts, I had to go deal with that. I had to go deal with the old lady who wanted to like have an attitude and asking about these prices. Well, how come these prices says this? Y'all trying to jip us. Like, man, but I'm just doing my job, man. I'm just doing my job. Okay? I'm just doing my job. I don't make the prices. I don't know if people understand this. I don't make the prices. Okay? I don't make the blood points. Okay? And the cosmetics like DBD. I don't make these things. Like, dog, and this manager I was cool with, man. He's still a hoe. You know, y'all keep taking us from the back. Pause. Y'all keep taking us from the back from cosmetics, going to the front, having to, you know, work the register because y'all don't want to, you know, work the register. Because I used to literally see a supervisor literally say, no, a manager would tell them to go get a register. You know what they'll do? Oh, I'll go find somebody who look like they not doing anything. I'm not going to ask or care. I'm just going to find somebody and then have them go and register. That's literally all they did. So I'm just like, yeah, no, that's not going to keep flying because then we get in trouble in both ways. We can't tell this manager no because that's a manager. We were told we can never tell managers no at Walmart. We can just say, I would do it right away. Just let me just do this or let me do that. But we can never say no, even though our manager is telling us stop leaving the register in cosmetics because I'm getting in trouble. And, you know, there's women stealing lip gloss and, you know, all that stuff. So I'm like, my one guy was just chill about it. He was just he a happy-go-lucky dude, but he doesn't have a spine for real, right? Love him to this day, but it's like he just doesn't. Cause I'm a man's man, and what I mean by this is I'm not. Listen, it's not about me being disrespectful. I just want people to understand this. If you let people push you around, they will continue to do it. Does that make sense? It's up to you at a job to understand what your job description is, what your job, like how you move, how you communicate. But you are dealing with people. This is not like, you know, a program that you have to put in certain things and it just automatically works like that. Like you are dealing with petty people. Are you telling me that managers and supervisors can't be petty because of their positions? Mugs will literally be petty just because they know they can and they can get away with it. And it's their word versus yours and they can write you up. So I already have to, you know, I used to like, okay, one thing I will say is like one time in cosmetics, when I feel like dealing with like the, you know, customers and stuff like that, I used to like act like the computer shut off and I used to hit it and be like, damn, how come it ain't coming on, man? Damn, I'm sorry, man. You ain't gonna be able to check out back here. I used to mess with them all the time. It was hilarious. And I was really good at acting too. It was just too funny. I used to act like, man, they gotta figure some stuff out, man. Cause every time I'm trying to like help out a customer, listen, man, like if you don't mind, you can just go to the front. I know it's like a long line. I used to F with them all the time. It always worked. It never was like messed up. Right? Or like I used to act like I was my guy's manager and stuff. I used to just hoe him and just tell him, hey man, I'm write you up, man. If you ain't trying to do your job, man, I ain't trying to hear that, man. Come on, man. Like I used to just, and the customer used to get so mad because I used to just I remember one time he sent somebody he during Christmas he sent somebody to because like, okay, people try to check out people try to check out, like if you have 10 items or less and it's not like fruit or stuff that you can weigh and stuff like that, if you have like 10 items or less, you can check out in like certain areas like electronics. Like still to this day, I hate going up there, but if I had to, I know I could just go to electronics and avoid the long lines. A lot of people don't know that, but I used to work there, so I knew that all the time. So people used to do it in cosmetics. And during Christmas, this guy came back there, but he didn't realize we didn't have any, like my guy, I don't know if he did it on purpose, he just didn't realize. He said he did it on purpose, but I think he don't realize that we didn't have any money in the drawer. We had nothing. And so he used to come back and he sent that guy back. He was a big ass dude, man. Big dude. Like, hey man, he just told me to come from the front and to come back here and check out. I'm like, yeah, I ain't had no money in the race. I ain't trying to hear that shit. And like I had nowhere to run because like behind me was just a bunch of cologne and perfumes. Like what was I gonna run to? Like the shelf is high. Like I can't run nowhere. You know what I mean? I done had plenty of situations, man, where like you dealt with, or like this one chick, right? This one chick this older woman I used to sell hair too. I mean, back in the day, you know, I was that dude. I sold hair, lashes. I didn't care. I made $80 in 5 minutes. I made $80 in 5 minutes just selling the mugs. You know? Cause them chicks wore them fly away lashes type stuff. You know what I mean? It was something. You know, it was more than just working. You know, just making money at Walmart. And I remember, dude, like she was a true bum. She literally like I'm walking her out to the car, you know, hugging, kissing, whatever, we do our thing. And she tells me she stole some stuff, man. Like, what are you doing? Now, what if, like, you know, loss prevent or whatever, you know, team was, but, you know, like, what if there was, what if they knew her or they knew she was doing it? Because with Walmart and other retail stores, like, if you steal a lot on a consistent basis, they'll see like, okay, well, you're eventually going to try to like rack up a lot. So we're going to kind of wait to see if you continue to come back. Because we know, you know, if you steal small stuff and you get away with it, you might steal more and you might get more. And that's just how it works. So I'm just hoping, I'm glad that she didn't like, You know, hell, I ain't even gonna lie, even when I was a kid, I did something stupid like that. At that same Walmart, like in '03, did something, you know what I mean? Got caught, but, you know, it is what it is. I had my beyond scared straight moment. But, like, dude, literally, she told me that she stole some tampons and some other stuff. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, dude, I'm up here walking you out. And there's, like, you know, they could be looking and stuff. Like when I tell you, I had some goofy ass fun moments that it's just like, it was just too funny. But I'm glad, like, it's like, I don't know if it's God or I don't know what it is, man. But I'm glad, like, I overcame a lot of that stuff, man. I'm talking about, it's too much to say in one vid, but it's like I'm trying, because it's like, man, I remember, like, the one time the store shut down because, like, everything, like, all the the energy or the light went out or something like that, and we had to close down the store, and we had to stay, and everybody had to help on different departments and cup. That's why, bro, I'm not, listen, I feel for y'all working at Walmart, man. I really do. I really, or these retail stores and all that stuff, because you already have to deal with people, man. But, like, I really feel for y'all, because during them peak times or stuff like that, or during, like, inventory day when, you know, corporate's coming around, all that's, you know, that's when the managers want to be nice and professional and all that stuff. You dealing with all of that stuff, man, and it's just a whole lot of work. They don't care about, at least at the job I'm at now, I love it there. I mean, sure, there's no matter what job you go to, you're gonna meet people that you ain't cool with. You're gonna meet people that I just think as I got older, I learned to just keep my mouth shut. I don't say much. I just do my job. I don't try to frolic. I don't try to talk to chicks there. Although there's one chick that we liked each other, but she showed me that she was already one of those chicks. So I'm glad that she ended up leaving, and I don't miss. I just don't. But granted, you work around people, so, you know, if you're here all the time, you know, you're gonna develop possibly some type of similar interest. Like, oh, I see that you got a Milwaukee Bucks book bag, so you must watch basketball. You must watch, and then you know that person might start talking basketball. Like, you get it, right? Stuff like that could happen. But I just think that I'm just glad that I overcame, like, a whole lot of, like, BS. And it was just learning from Walmart, Panera, back in, like, all of these jobs that I've worked in past, and Toys R Us back in '07. All of these things, man. All of this stuff I just end up learning. But what ended up ultimately happened was I ended up getting into it with one of the managers that I was cool with, but he had me effed up. He ended up, you know, being in a situation where, you know, he was one of the managers who didn't want to jump on the register. Like, you supposed, like, listen, that's why, like, I work with a manager like that now, where it's like she's not in my department, but she's like one of the head managers of where we work at. It's not retail, it's not none of that. But it's like, I don't care how busy it is, how much work she has to do. She will get down and do what she needs to do. It's like, she will stay. Versus, you got managers, you got supervisors, they talk a good game. Again, it's like politicians. They say stuff, but then it's different, right? Like, they don't show up. Like, if you were at Walmart and no one's on register, bro, and you're a manager walking around and you're not, and it's nothing serious going on, why are you not helping out and jumping on the register? Why are you trying to pull somebody from their position where they're supposed? Because if corporate was there, when corporate was there one time, this one woman kept, like, leaving, you know, the post, you know, the cash register. You're not supposed to leave a register where there's no money, like where there's money. You're supposed to stay there. Especially high ticket items, or other managers will say, "Oh, you know, that's not that important," because in our department, like, that's not even number one theft, because, you know, they kind of rank these items or food, because people, I think food is number one, maybe electronics, I don't know. Electronics is a little bit harder to steal, but food, you know, you probably can put something in your bag or whatever, clothes. But yeah, cosmetic was actually up there. In fact, one kid, this one little baby, I think she was 2 years old. I'm not even trying to put it on the baby, but it's just, I think this woman, and I swear on my life, I think this woman coached her specifically to grab this specific thing. It's like a kid, if they see toys or candy, they see something colorful, they're gonna get this kid knew exactly where to go specifically to grab something and walked out. And I had to, like, stop to get, like, whoa, you know what I mean? like, sorry, ma'am. She grabbed something. I didn't put it on the. But then she kind of looked. And it's just like, I worked at this Walmart. I know what they have stolen. I know what people have done. They're the reason why a lot of stuff now, like in stores, like even when I go to Walgreens, everything is put behind glass. I'm talking about deodorant, soap, washing clothes, solution. All this stuff is just put up. Like, you have to hide these things now. You feel me? Like, it's just very annoying that's what you have to go through, and people just make it worse. And now at the Walmart that's over, where I used to work at, they can wear anything underneath their vest. I've seen dudes, your YNs with full coats, bro. You got on a full coat, like with a vest on. You got on damn near overalls with a whole, like, what are y'all doing? When I was working there, we had to look clean though, even though it was very ghetto and hood, and you had managers who talk crazy. They always got the manager and supervisor, the chicks, where they always talk to you like they're your auntie or whatever. I done dealt with before I close it out, I done dealt with me telling the manager on this one chick who I did not mess with at all. She didn't like me, I didn't like her, right? And sat here, and she wasn't working. I'm just like, it's not like I'm like Randall from Recess, like, hey, I'm the snitch and it's not working. It's like, but what we're not gonna do, however, is get in my way. See, that's the only thing that I have a problem with. My work ethic is like that. Even at the job I'm at now, I never missed a shift in almost 3 years, and I don't care how long it takes. I do my job, I get it done, I'm out, right? And if I'm doing 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., just got through doing that this weekend, okay, I'm going to do my job. I even do things that's not even my job to help the team. What we're not going to do, though, is get in my way of doing a job. And then it's just like, what do you want me to do? And then I'm getting held accountable. You know what they call it? Like, they didn't say it right up. They call it coaching. I'm going to give you a coaching at Walmart. That's what they do. I'm going to coach you. But notice, when you get coached, you're not becoming a better person in life. You're not becoming a better worker. I'm just going to give you a coaching. Just say you're going to write me up, dude. Say it's why is it a coaching? Because, again, we know it doesn't come from the workers themselves. That's what they call it. But clearly, it's just like when you work around people who don't give a damn about their job, they don't care about your job. It's that simple, right? They don't care about their job. They don't care about your job. They don't care about what you have to go through. Okay? So if I sit here and tell you, hey, well, so-and-so is not doing... She seemed like a cool manager, right? She seemed like a cool manager. When I sat here and told, and one chick, we already wasn't messing with each other. She was already one of them, girls who just like a dude type. She was one of those. But like, I ain't got no issue with that. But it's just the fact that like, she was just like, she thought I was trying to talk to girls that she liked, and she thought she could get more girls. It was just weird. She was like, it was just weird. And it's like, the way I am now, I don't put up with nobody's bullshit. Excuse my language. I put up with no one's BS. I'm very professional, but it's like, people want you to be friendly. Like, I just want to say this: workers are not your friends, y'all. Just go to work and do your job. Especially even if you working with people. I work by myself, so I'm good. I mean, it's all on me because I'm by myself, but it's more peaceful because I'm by myself. But please stop like telling people your business. Stop trying to confide in people, because people are people, no matter where you go. Okay, and the fact that I told a manager that, hey, I know y'all saying we need this done, or somebody left this out and whatever. I'm like, well, hey, I didn't leave that here. So-and-so was here left. And then I'm like, hey, I ain't trying to have no issues. I literally said this. I'm not trying to have no issues here, but I'm not about to get coached or lose my job because of something that somebody's not doing. And then you said, don't worry about it, I got it. And then the chick confronts me. And listen when I'm telling you, no one was there. No one. I hope y'all not hearing this loud ass fridge, by the way. It's too loud. It's like it's noise I'm trying to record. No one was there at all in that small area. Like, that area is not even there anymore, by the way. But like, no one was there for her to have heard that. Or for she wasn't even nowhere near there. My guy didn't tell her. My guy wasn't even. It was just me and that manager. And when I tell you, I'm like, how does she know that you and I talked about something? And lied dead in my face and said, well, if somebody tell me something, I don't say anything. I don't do this. I don't do that. I just try to make sure that we all family here, but I don't do anything. And literally, when the chick confronted me, literally told my guy that she said, one, I knew she told because I'm like, there's no one was here but me and the manager I was talking to. So she had to have said something. My guy told me that that manager and that chick that I complained to or told or ratted on, whatever, they liked each other. So, but my guy told me that she made a face when she was like, it was so and so who told you that, didn't he? And then she kind of gave this little look like, I ain't gonna, like, that's what I'm talking. That's that bullshit I'm talking about. Like, that's the thing I'm talking about. So when I heard about that and I wasn't working there no more, and she tried, that manager tried to speak to me, I was like, don't say, I'm a Libra. I'm one of them. If I don't mess with you, you don't exist. You don't exist. You get beat on hook. You get beat on basement. You get tunneled. If it was DVD, don't say nothing to me at all. Like, I'm dead ass serious. I might hardly BSing you. Don't say nothing to me. Especially I don't work there no more. Especially, yeah, don't say nothing to me. Because it's like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can't even go to because you gotta remember, people are people. You know, women gossip as well, and a lot of people gossip, but you already know like how people are and how they do things. I knock down a chick, you know what that means. You know what I mean? If I ain't gonna, you know, if you know what I know, if you know, you know. Told one guy, okay, hey, I heard you did. I shouldn't have said nothing, man. It was my fault. I shouldn't have said nothing. Okay, it gets around. So a lot of times, if you can learn from your lessons and be alive from your lessons, it's best to just mind your business. You ain't got to tell everybody your business. You ain't got to let everybody know what was going on. You know what I mean? You know, I had girls liking me. I had a chick who, and, you know, I had situations where I had to step back. Or I was because, you know, I grew up in, you know, if you grew up in the hood, I was called white boy because I talked proper, because I had a father in my life, so who was educated himself. So, you know, back then it was like, oh, well, he was this. You know, as you get older, you start to realize I'm glad that that I never took a route trying to impress a chick, you know, at these jobs, trying to be something that I'm not. Because the way I move now, I move with peace, I move with purpose, and I'm telling you this now. It's like, yeah, I couldn't care less with anybody that think about me. I'm not trying to be at a job to be your friend. I'm tunnel vision when I'm at work, in and out, not being weird. Like, I'll converse with you, but unless I just don't mess with you, because there are people like this to this day I don't mess with. I don't care who you are, and if I don't mess with you, even at my job, I'll communicate. If we have to work together, not a problem. No microaggression there. But that personal stuff, like us, like, no, I do not, and I do not care. Right. So anyway, I ended up leaving because I was pulled, and I don't recommend this. Don't ever leave a job without finding another job. I was with family, so I feel like I could do that and it would be smooth, but I shouldn't have done that. I found a job 2 months later, or a month and a half later at Panera. That's a story for another day, but I ended up leaving because I just had enough. I mean, I got to the point where, you know, my manager, like the manager that I was talking with, we would always argue because we'd be because it's like, you know, I would be doing my job, right? One time we got into an argument. She was trying to curse me out, and like trying to curse me out as a manager, by the way. But anyway, I would go in I was just trying to get something from the back, as far as like, you know, that was needed in our department for cosmetics. My guy and this chick that he did not like at all decided to follow him, and he was following me. So 3 of us left the department. Now I'm in my own lane. I'm in my own world doing my own thing. I didn't even know they were even behind me until we got to where I was at in the back trying to grab my stuff, take it to the front. My manager, who's already irritated that we weren't in our departments at the time, literally was fuming like, well, because it looked bad. Understandably, it looked bad, but I'm like, I'm not with I'm not with them. They're doing their own thing. Me and my guy, we had fun, we did our thing, but he didn't take his job that seriously. He just did not. He was the guy, chill, played with the chicks, I get it, but I took my job seriously. When I'm on the clock, it's fair that I take my job seriously. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? So we end up going in the office and stuff like that, and I'm just trying to explain to them, and I'm like, listen, because it's like you're talking to a man at the same. I'm not one of these dudes out here, man. Like, I worked around these dudes at the Walmart, and a lot of them, you know, like, there's dudes I didn't talk to because they always thought they was tough and all that. I just stayed to myself, but also I wasn't no hoe either. Like, as a man, you gotta stand your ground. That's just how it is. But pick your battles. Be smart. Be professional. But I got to that office, man. I just told her straight up, like, listen, I'm not one of these dudes up here, man. I take my job seriously. I'm not with them in the sense of like, I didn't tell them to come to the back. I didn't tell them to do this, but then she just thought she was gonna go off. You know, we had a mutual understanding, but I'm trying to get her to understand, like, listen, that's not what we about to do. And it was one manager who we was, you know, I'm not even gonna talk about him. I'm just gonna get to the point, because I mean, it's a podcast episode, so if you stay to this long, I really appreciate that. I know it's a different type of style video, but I think this video, whether you are a killer main or a survivor main, you work a job. Somebody, you worked a job, unless you're a kid and they provide for, but you work a job. So this is relatable to everyone. There's no way it's not. So to make a long story short, the last issue was I end up leaving, and it may be another day if I might talk about something else, because I know there's so much juicy stuff, but I'm just kind of getting to the point. I ended up we was pulled from the back, where two of us had to go to the front to do registration. Only one of us usually had to go. It would be like, okay, well, who wants to go to the front? I didn't want to. My guy didn't want to, but okay, we both had to go to the front. Now, I didn't take a lunch. I just said, you know what? I just want to get my work done. I didn't take a lunch. That's why I'm glad that the job I have now, I can choose to take a lunch if I want to or not. I can choose to do whatever, because, you know, you got so much to do, you don't be having time. So, but I can do what I can do here now. It's not a problem. But there, you had to take a set lunch. Even when I was in the back doing, you know, I got good at the small sorter position when I was, you know, unloading the trucks. I'm like, hey, can I wait on my lunch? They said, nope, you gotta take a lunch. So that's the one thing I hated too, is that I can't work by myself the way I want to, because it was very efficient, very effective. But when I had to go to the front, and I didn't take a lunch all day, I just want to get the work done, get the freight done. I just figured, let me just do all of this. One of the managers I was cool with decided to be like, okay, well, I'm like, well, I'm finna leave the register, because it's like, I gotta, you know, take a lunch, or, you know, well, why didn't you take a lunch early? I'm like, dude, like, I had to get stuff done. I'm by myself in my area. I had to get stuff done, and we're not supposed to be leaving the back. Like, we leaving because people don't want to, as managers don't want to jump on register. Mind you, I didn't say like y'all don't want to jump on register, but it's just like they know what's going on. So it's just like, what's the point? Like, I'm arguing with you just to argue at this point. So I leave, and then he up here, and mind you, he was getting upset. Like, no, man, no. See, no, I ain't trying to hear that, man. No, like, you gotta, because they needed somebody. But mind you, I'm getting yelled at and bitched at because I'm not, you know, I'm not in my area. And you need me to leave my area because you don't care. You need somebody to cover because you don't want to. Right? And I'm in my area doing my job. And then so I'm like, okay, he's about to leave. I said, no, dude, we ain't about to do this like the next day, man. We talk about it now, dude. Like, we not about to, like, you're not. I'm a grown ass man. And it gotten worse as I've gotten older. Like, I don't care what anybody else does. See, I can only work by myself. See, I wash dishes. I'm cool. I can only work by myself. I cannot work with other people. I just cannot. Okay? I just can't. I have to work alone. Because, especially the job that I do, I have things a certain way. I'm set in a certain way that I like to do things. And it's even if it's backbreaking and all of that stuff, I'm consistent. But having to have somebody that's like over you doing this, doing that, bro, that don't work for me. It just can't. Like, it can't work for me. You know? So we went to the office, and he up there, you know, I went off. You know, I went off. I'm like, dude, like, so you want me to, first off, he said it was bad customer service because I didn't take a lunch, which means I would be taking longer to get back to help customers out, which means it's bad customer service. But I'm like, I'm leaving my area, which is bad customer service. I'm not even supposed to be up there. Like, we were literally, if corporate was there, they would tell you you're not supposed, especially if it was my door. I can see if I was just like anybody. I can see if I was in the front first, and then I was just trying to mess around in cosmetics, and then I just want to jump. Because it's crazy to me. This one chick, still to this day, it pissed me off. See, like, I don't like, I like consistency, but I don't like you know, what is that? Inconsistency, or damn, what is that word called? I'm looking, you know, when people being I don't like hypocrite. I don't like things that are hypocrite. Hold on, give me 1 second. Gotta drink this water. Like, this chick knew how to avoid register every chance she got. I think she only did register in cosmetics, but she never like had to go to the front. I've never seen my guy had to go to the front. I had to go to the front. This old woman, Mary, had to go to the front. She never had to go to the front ever. When I tell you, she like see this and see I'm a man. I don't want to hear this. I mean, yeah, the older woman had to go to the front at times too, granted. So I'm not gonna say it's like a sexist thing, but please understand when I tell you, and my BS and lying when I tell you that it's different between a man complaining saying he don't want to do something versus a woman complaining saying she don't want to do something. Because when I tell you, like, she had her older sister working there, they cool with her. Yeah, she don't like dealing with customers. So you don't like doing a job that we have to do, but you want to work and do the same job that we're doing. But then we're being told that we have to go do that. We're being told this. That's what pissed and bothered me. You feel me? Like, I have to go do something, but you don't have to. But then we're being told I'm doing back of myself. See, you're not going to play with me like that. You're just not. Like, you're not. Like, I'm serious. See, at the end of the day, I need to work a job, do what you got to do to make money. But we're not prisoners, too. There's nothing wrong. And the thing about a place like that, see, the job I'm at now, HR is there if I need to do that. There's manager, like, at my role, I'm very hard to replace. It's impossible. Right? You're gonna find many people that never miss a shift in almost 3 years. Like, you're not gonna, doing what I'm doing, like, you're not. It's really, really difficult. So losing four family members in the past year, like in a year and a half, it's tough. But I still go to work and handle my stuff. Okay, people don't want to go to work and do their jobs, and their job is not even doing what I'm doing. But when you sit here, man, and you have people it's like I say, we're not prisoners. So I'm not an inmate. I'm not working for commissary. So at the end of the day, like, at least I can go and not only went to HR once at the job I'm now, but because somebody had it messed up. But my point is that most of the time I just think that, hey, there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. There's nothing wrong with having, a talk. Let's have a sit down. But understand that I will let you know if I have to do this, I will. I don't have a problem doing that. See, if you let people bully you and push you around, like, you can't allow that, man. Like, it's just what it is. You just can't. That's all I'm saying. At least for me, that's how I live my life. People know, like, but also back it up. I'm not a worker who asked at my position and I don't do what I do and all that stuff. Like, no, I know how hard I work. So for somebody to act the way they doing, it's just like, yeah, I can't handle that, and then be hypocritical. So to make a long story short, I told dude, like, so and so don't have to get on register. Oh, well, I need you to worry about you. I was like, you know what, dude? Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. If you sit here and if I have to keep going through this back and forth, I'm gonna have to open door and go to a co-manager and I have to let them know or whatever. And he stood there quietly, and then he just wrote me up. I said, oh, okay, cool, bet. Put my stuff. I didn't make a scene. There were people who, when they got fired, one chick, she jumped on the intercom. There's rats in the kitchen. She did all that stuff. So I seen people knock stuff down off the aisle, people stealing. I put my stuff neatly inside the closet. My guy knew, like, one of the supervisors knew, like, something must have happened, because I walked out the office. I didn't say nothing. Put my stuff in that locker, dipped. I walked out. Told my mother, like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more. That ain't got me. And my father would tell me something different. My mom, she would be, but I mean, again, as I'm older now, and in a situation I'm in now where it's like, hey, I only have myself to rely on. I can't just do that. So I don't recommend you just walk out, find something, have money saved up and stuff like that. But still all in all, you have to I always believe in stating your case. Like, don't sit here and be, I'm just going to continue to do it. Because people, supervisors, managers, coworkers, they will continue to push that. And it's crazy because my guy told me, because one of the coolest managers I was there, we kind of had an issue in the beginning where it wasn't, him and I was the same age. We weren't like ever beefing. He was just a dude that was just trying to get understanding. Like, you work hard, you're trying to help other people out, and you're trying to, because you have the leadership in you. But the problem is that people are trying to expect you to do other things outside of what your job is. So I would be in cosmetics and I'm putting stuff away, and you got some third shift chicks Ghetto as hell. I do not care. Ghetto, red hair, all that ghetto. Loud mouth, the whole nine. Up here trying to argue with me, telling me, y'all need to be doing this. Y'all need to be. I'm like, lady, I only have to worry about shop back and cosmetic. See, the problem I have is that you got people who do not care and they don't know what the job description is. Learn your job description, people. Please learn it. All right? Learn your job description. Don't sit here and let somebody tell you something that's not true. Learn something that you know is yours. Don't sit here and tell somebody, even a manager. I had a situation at my job not that long ago, like, or me, like over, like, where it's like, I know what I'm here to do. I'm here longer than he is. Went to HR because the boy thought he could try to hold me. Hell no. Don't do that. He ain't never said nothing else again. Don't do that. And I don't care. I don't. Like, you're not going to have everybody in your life liking you at the end of the day. So you have to do what you have to do. As a man or a woman, you have to stand up. All in all, Walmart, but my guy, I've lost. I'm still cool with like my guy that still works there. He went back, and there's a lot of people who will leave a job and go back. I'm not going back. Once I leave, I left my greatness there, and I can leave it all there on the floor. I know what I've done, but my whole point to say is that try to get into something that you can do for yourself. I feel for you guys who work with customers. I work at a place where I don't have to deal with customers, but I don't mind being friendly and helping out and saying, oh, the bathroom is this way, ma'am. Sure, I can help out, even though it's not my job, but I don't mind. I don't mind doing those things. It's just that I don't have to do that. Like people who work at Starbucks and what makes I worked at Panera Bread. If you guys like this video, I would do another one about Panera Bread. It's just me prattling about these things, man. But yeah, it's just my experience. But yeah, that was like I'm glad that I went through that because then it shapes you, right? I think that as you get older, you should learn from bad mistakes and bad behaviors and etc. So you should be doing that. It should not be situations where you continue to make the same mistakes. So I got nothing after that. I am tired and I had fun doing this. I just can't talk DBD. DBD is just boring to me at this point. DBD gets to the point where it's just like they can add so many chapters. Y'all can add SpongeBob SquarePants. Y'all can add Plankton as a killer and SpongeBob as a survivor and Sandy as a survivor and Mr. Krabs as killer or whatever. And it will still be, the same old tunneling, and they make it where it's just boring to me. So at least this would be for my viewers if they liked it. If they can just, because again, you can listen to this on YouTube Music. I pay YouTube Music. I have YouTube Premium, so I pay for YouTube both. Like around basically total of $30 something bucks total if you look at YouTube Music and Premium. And I get value out of it. When I'm at work, I can listen to videos that I would normally have to watch, but I could just listen to it on lock screen and just get my job done. I can listen to my music with ad free. So I haven't had ads on YouTube. I don't know when. It had to be a year at least. So for me, it's just listen to these while you're just working out, doing your thing. That's all it's about. I just want to come with some type of authenticity. It's something different versus me just talking about DBD. I know I have another channel. It's called Ken's Locked In. I do stuff like this where I might just talk about my Panera experiences, stuff like that. But when it comes to me talking about this, I just want to see if it's going to, do well and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just going to be it. But hey, appreciate you guys listening, of course. Let me know your thoughts down below if you worked at Walmart. I do apologize if some of this was cutting out. It seemed like it was fine. I don't think anything was cut out. It's just gonna be just just listen to it. It's not the background is not even important. It's to serve for just something. That's all it is. But yeah, if nothing else, have a blessed day. Stay safe out there. Have fun in DBD. I think the Walking Dead chapter is tomorrow, or Tuesday. So yeah. If nothing else, have a blessed day. I'll catch you guys soon.